Welcome to this lecture on the regulation of water balance in human physiology. Today, we are going to explore one of the most vital survival mechanisms in your body. We will learn exactly how your brain and kidneys work together to keep your internal fluid levels perfectly stable, no matter how much or how little you drink. Let us dive in. To understand this process, imagine you are trying to keep a large bathtub perfectly filled with water, but the tub has a drain that is always slightly open. Your body faces this exact same challenge every single day with the water inside you. You lose water constantly through sweating, breathing, and using the bathroom. To keep your internal fluid at the perfect level, your body must continuously adjust how much water you keep or throw away, ensuring you never dry out like a raisin or swell up like a water balloon. Now that we understand the basic challenge, let us look at how the body actually manages this. In human physiology, the regulation of water balance is governed primarily by two organs: the hypothalamus in the brain and the kidneys. The hypothalamus constantly monitors your blood to see if it is becoming too concentrated or too dilute. When adjustments are needed, it communicates with the kidneys using a critical chemical messenger called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. This continuous communication is what keeps you alive. So how exactly does this hormone work? When your body detects that your blood is becoming too concentrated, meaning there is too little water compared to salts, the hypothalamus triggers the release of ADH. This hormone travels directly to the kidneys and inserts special water channels, called aquaporins, into the kidney tubes. These channels allow water to be reabsorbed back into the blood instead of being lost in urine. Conversely, if you drink a massive amount of water, ADH secretion stops, the channels are removed, and you excrete the excess water. Before we move on, let us see this process with a concrete visual. Here, we are looking at a microscopic tube in the kidney called the collecting duct, sitting right next to a blood vessel called the vasa recta. Notice the hormone ADH arriving at the cells of the duct. Its arrival triggers the insertion of those tiny aquaporin channels you see on the membrane. The blue arrows represent pure water leaving the urine and flowing back into the bloodstream. This is the exact microscopic mechanism that saves your water when you are dehydrated. This microscopic balancing act we just saw is absolutely critical for your daily survival. Why? Because if your body could not regulate water, the volume of your blood would drop drastically every time you sweat. This would lead to a dangerous crash in blood pressure, and your heart could not push oxygen-rich blood up to your brain. Furthermore, your cells are highly sensitive to their environment. If the fluid around them becomes too watery, they swell and burst. If it becomes too salty, they shrivel and die. Now that we understand the biological importance of water balance, let us look at how we measure it. To truly understand how the kidneys handle water, physiologists use a mathematical concept called free water clearance. This is a powerful tool that tells us exactly how much pure, solute-free water the kidneys are either throwing away or saving. By calculating this specific value, doctors can determine if a patient's kidneys are functioning properly during an illness, translating the invisible actions of hormones into a clear, measurable number. This brings us to the mathematical representation of our concept. The formula for free water clearance is CH2O equals V minus the fraction U-osm times V over P-osm. Let us break down these symbols. CH2O is the free water clearance in milliliters per minute. V stands for the urine flow rate, which is how fast urine is produced. U-osm represents the osmolarity or saltiness of the urine. Finally, P-osm is the osmolarity of the blood plasma. Essentially, this calculates total urine volume and subtracts the volume needed just to clear waste salts. If the result is positive, you are losing pure water. If negative, you are saving it. Now that we have our formula, let us see this with a concrete example. Imagine a student hiking all day without water. We are given a very low urine flow rate of 1.0 milliliters per minute. The urine is highly concentrated at 1,200 milliosmoles per liter, while the blood plasma is at 300. We substitute these values into our equation. Multiplying 1,200 by 1.0 and dividing by 300 gives us 4.0. Subtracting this from our initial flow rate of 1.0 gives a final answer of negative 3.0 milliliters per minute. This negative value proves the kidneys are aggressively reabsorbing pure water to combat dehydration. So, we have seen how the body saves water. This leads us to an important question. What happens in the exact opposite scenario? Consider a person who has just chugged 2 large bottles of water very quickly. This sudden flood of fluid dilutes the blood. To protect the cells from swelling and bursting, the body must rapidly throw away this excess pure water. As a result, the urine flow rate increases significantly, and the urine itself becomes very pale and dilute, meaning its osmolarity drops drastically. Let us calculate the free water clearance for this overhydrated person. We are given a high urine flow rate of 15.0 milliliters per minute and a very low urine osmolarity of 60. The plasma remains at 300. We plug these new values into our equation. First, we multiply 60 by 15.0 to get a total solute load of 900. Dividing 900 by the plasma osmolarity of 300 gives us 3.0. Finally, subtracting 3.0 from 15.0 leaves us with a positive 12.0 milliliters per minute. This positive number physically means the kidneys are actively removing 12 milliliters of pure excess water every minute. We have covered the full topic of water balance today. Let us reinforce the most important ideas. First, the regulation of water balance is a vital survival mechanism that keeps our internal fluid levels perfectly stable, protecting our blood pressure and our cells. Second, the brain and kidneys work together, using the hormone ADH to either conserve water during dehydration or excrete it during overhydration. Finally, the mathematical concept of free water clearance allows us to measure exactly how effectively the kidneys are performing this task. You now have a solid understanding of how your body sustains its most precious resource.